Well, it's back to work here for Nebraska as they get ready for Saturday night's game at Purdue. Hi, Sean Callahan for HuskerOnline.com. Huskers worked out here on the grass as Ross-Age Stadium will be one of the few grass surface games the Huskers will play all season. Their game at Penn State will also be a game on grass as well. But, it's one of those things that's an adjustment. But, it's something the defense has particularly been taking advantage of.
Yeah, we got a great grass field out there, and we've done basically all of our defensive work on the grass, so it's been good.
As for this Purdue offense, they've been a struggling unit, and one of the big questions is who will they start at quarterback? And for Bob Diaco, he doesn't see a lot of changes either way.
The two-quarterback system doesn't seem to change the play selection, so the way they operate with personnel and the way they operate with formation and the way they operate with play selection, I don't think they alter too much based on one person or the next. So tactically, there's not much of a difference. Now, fundamentally, there's a difference because one guy does things a little bit different than the other guy. So, either way, defend the plays and the sets, and they both do things well. You saw 11 at the end of the last game keep plays alive with his legs and do a real nice job in a challenging circumstance and driving their team for really the game tying, go for two moment there at the end. In a two-minute drill, he did a beautiful job. So I don't know how much of a mystery it is or there is with, as it relates to cloak and dagger, who's the guy, who's not the guy.
And what's interesting about this Purdue team is it's not their offense that has been the strength. It's been the defense led by former Washington and USC defensive coordinator Nick Holt, who's now been with Jeff Brom at both Western Kentucky and now at Purdue. And you look at what Holt's done, there's a lot of familiarity within this Husker staff of kind of his background.
Yeah, they talked about, they have a lot of experience with the assistant. I think it's the assistant. Yeah, the assistant coordinator, and then Diaco worked with their head D coordinator or something like that. So they're real similar. We've seen this defense a lot, and we should be prepared for it.
And the biggest thing that really jumps out about this Purdue defense is how aggressive they play.
Oh, very aggressive. I would say that we've seen that, this is a Purdue that we haven't seen in a while. I'm happy to be able to go against such a front that they have with their big boys in the middle, and then their linebackers. They have some heavy linebackers. So going against an aggressive group like them, it's going to be good for us. It's good to get back into the Big Ten play and figure ourselves out as we go into the back end of our season.
Our coaches know their coaches pretty well. We know what kind of guys they are. So we're definitely preparing for them to blitz a lot because, like you said, it has been successful, and they've done a great job with taking with creating turnovers. Is one thing that we're going to make sure we don't give up to them. So, yeah, we expect them to be really aggressive, and hopefully they're going to try to continue to have the same success with the same scheme, and we can, exploit it.
In last week's loss to Rutgers, Purdue's defense forced 9 3-and-outs in a losing effort. And with that said, it will be important for this Husker offense to find a rhythm early and often.
Well, it's always important when you're able to be on the field and moving the ball, slowly taking away the clock from the other offense. That's how you win games. Hopefully we'll be able to do what our game plan is, which, being on the field is always an offensive game plan. So if we're able to keep the ball in our hands, be able to do our runs, and make our completions, I feel like we'll be in a good position to, at least for our defense, so they don't have to be out on the field the whole game.
And as for this final 5-game stretch for Nebraska, they've had a week to kind of get things figured out after tough losses to Wisconsin and Ohio State. And really it's kind of now or never for this 2017 season, and it starts on Saturday.
I'm just going to keep trying to, put my best effort on film because that's, at the end of the day, that's what they're going to be graded out on. So that's what everybody tries to do. But, our goal is now just take one game by game and, see where that ends up. It's not in our hands anymore. So if we went out and, Wisconsin loses 1 or 2, that puts us right there back in the Big Ten championship. So that's what we're looking at right now.
On the injury front, Nebraska got some good news here on Tuesday as both linebackers Luke Gifford and Dedrick Young were back on the field, originally going into the week. It didn't look like they were going to be available. Nebraska has all three of their safeties back as well that were out against Ohio State: Aaron Williams, Antonio Reed, and Joshua Kalu. Nebraska continues preparations for the Boilermakers on Wednesday. Reporting with the Huskers in Lincoln, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.